Hey, welcome to Crush Talk. This is a brand new podcast. My name is Eugene. I have a new co-host.
No, co-host.
Hey, we're back. Where did we go? Podcast.
Start again. You're so...
Let us pray.
Hurry up. Stupid.
What?
And break. No, Marianne.
Hey, welcome to a brand new podcast. My name is Eugene, and I am an original member of a group in the 80s called the Jets. Also, I had another group that I formed called Boys Club. You're wondering why we're having this podcast. Well, one of them is that being in a group, there are a lot of crazy things that have happened, just the experiences of being in the music industry. Because I stepped away to really concentrate on being a father and a good husband. And I felt like, this is a good time to get back into the music industry, get back into entertainment, because all my kids are older. So I've jumped into it. I got a lot of projects going on, and I just want to be able to share that with you, the audience out there. I'm going to have a lot of guests. I'm going to have interesting guests from music to sports and maybe even politics. I'm not quite sure. But that's going to make it interesting, right? And but going forward on that, I thought maybe on our inaugural podcast, maybe somebody can interview me. I've invited somebody that's so special to me, and let's call her Miss Hill.
Bam.
Is that good?
Yep, that's
So,
great.
Okay. So you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Miss Hill. Like he said, he doesn't want to claim me. I am his wife, and I'm the one that's going to sit here and make sure he stays appropriate and not be inappropriate. So here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Utah in a little area called Rose Park.
Oh, Rose Park.
Mhm.
Okay, kind of like the hood.
You can say that.
All right, you got a little hood in you?
Maybe.
Okay, we'll see. So how did the music begin for you? Like, when you were young, did you wake up one day and say, oh, I want to be a singer? Or like, how did that start out for you?
Okay, for me personally, I always thought I was like an athlete,
Oh.
And so I was the kid that thought in my mind that I was going to be this great athlete, but no one ever picked me to play basketball. So, but honestly, the culture being Polynesian, there was always music around. Everyone can play the ukulele, everyone can play guitar. When you're singing, everyone kind of finds harmony.
So who was the biggest influence in your life in music?
Oh, in music. Actually, there's two.
Okay.
Can I answer two?
We'll let you slide this time.
Okay, number one, with a bullet, Elvis Presley.
Okay.
And number two, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Really?
Yeah.
And Elvis Presley, how young were you when you started feeling that influence of Elvis Presley?
Oh, wow. 6 years old? Yeah.
And I heard you used to go around to different bands and like impersonate Elvis.
Well, like I have uncles, right, that had their own band, and I would go and beg them, can I sing Hound Dog? And they're like, okay. And I would just go do the Hound Dog, and I, sparked the thought. I also did some Donny Osmond stuff.
Let's hear a little Elvis impersonation.
Oh no, I performed it.
Okay, give me a little step. You're a performer. 1, 2, 3, hit
I'm
it.
like, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Is that good enough?
It's all right.
I just embarrassed you, huh? Sorry.
A little bit, yeah.
Sorry, Miss.
So what made your parents say, okay, yes, we want you to be a singer? Like, did they originally say, yes, we want you to go be a singer?
Oh no, I mean, those days we were doing yard work. And yard work is basically cleaning, mowing, and all that kind of stuff. One day my dad said, and they were big fans of Elvis and the Jacksons, right? And one day they just thought, I think it just came together. We always wanted to perform. We were always doing little Polynesian shows. So
you started off as a Polynesian.
We started off as a Polynesian show. We did shows everywhere. Matter of fact, we were called South Sea Starlets, Wolfgram phenomenon. There was tons of names, but we were always looking up to our other uncles and aunties that had Polynesian shows, and they traveled around. But at that time, we were in Utah doing that.
When you started this, how did you guys say like, okay, you're gonna be the singer, you're gonna be the drummer, you're gonna be the guitarist? Like, who made that decision? Like, how did you get to be the singer? Did you have the best
Okay, let me
voice,
answer just
or?
for me, right? I couldn't play anything. But I love performing, and as you can tell, I like to look in the camera, right? I love performing, and I love to entertain. I love the reaction. So I was a lucky one when my brothers and them picked, like Leroy, he was actually the guitar player, and then mom and a bunch of uncles and aunties taught the rest of us. So the rest of them had all instruments, and I could only hold a microphone. So I did Elvis.
You started going out,
Yeah.
then your dad decided to take you out on the road, correct? Like across the United States,
Yeah.
performing these Polynesian shows, right?
Right.
And so when you were out there, first of all, how many kids were in your family? Because how many children are in your family right now, in the Wolfgram family?
Well, my Wolfgram family is 17. There's 17 of us.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, but it wasn't then. I mean, we're talking about the late 70s, right?
That's still a lot of people.
That's a lot of
60s,
people.
70s, 80s, that's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of people.
yeah, I know.
2020s, that's a lot of children.
Yeah.
Okay, and so how many did you have at that time when you started out on the road?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't even remember. There's just a lot of us. Let's probably say it's 8, maybe.
8?
Maybe
Okay.
8 or 7. I mean, don't fact check me.
So when you guys went out there, you started on the road. When did you guys decide to transition to like a top 40s pop,
Okay, so
pop music?
yeah, so what had happened is we followed a group of uncles and aunties, and they played all over Canada, in the Midwest and East Coast, and our family had the opportunity to follow them in that, and we did Polynesian shows and transition where we got a little bit older. And remember, the dream was always to be like the Jacksons, the Osmonds, and those type of groups, because they were family and they were a band, and that's exactly what we were. We did the Polynesian show because we had to try to make a living and help, survive. But ultimately, we always knew that we were going to be a band, right?
So when you transitioned into just, at some point, did you stop doing Polynesian review shows and just do top 40s?
Yes, and actually started in the Midwest.
And what was the name of you guys' group then?
It was called Quazar.
Quazar.
Yeah, matter of fact. I mean, I know the story has been told. I know my brother Leroy, who's the oldest, tells the story better than all of us. But we were at a Holiday Inn, and they were going to put our name on the marquee, and we were all in the room, right? And the hotel lady comes and say, "Hey, what's the name of your group?" And we're all sitting there, sitting, and then the TV that's in the room is called Quazar. Yeah. And then my brother, we were big Star Wars fans, right? So Quazar was like a most powerful star in the atmosphere. So he would announce us, Quazar, the most powerful force in the universe. And we end up playing in the bar. And the funny thing about playing in the bar is that we learned all top 40 music. We did, like, if somebody came in with a cowboy hat, we played a country song and kind of stuff like that, right? And
Nice,
so
nice.
if anybody looked like Rick James, right, we played stuff like Rick James. So we played it a lot, and we were very young.
Okay, so let me ask you a few questions.
Okay.
So, when you guys were out on the road,
You're doing a great job interviewing me.
you know what? You can't pay me enough. Okay, so okay, so when you were out there, let's establish this. So, you guys would go to like a hotel, do shows and stuff. The only pay you got was what you performed, correct?
Right. So we went to bars. We played in bars, and the hotel that had bars. So we didn't play for the hotel. Like, it can be a Holiday Inn, but the Holiday Inn had a bar, and we played in there. And we had we hired some, what is it called, agents. No matter where we went,
That would book you
that
around.
would book us. So we end up, after the Hawaiian review show petered out, right? We're like, okay, we got to concentrate on being a band because ultimately we want to be ourselves.
Anyways, when you guys are out there and you guys got a lot of kids, you guys don't got a lot of money, like, and how did you guys, like, for example, your costumes?
Oh,
Your mother would make your
I'm
costumes,
glad
right?
I'm glad you said that. Like, there was a time we were so into Earth, Wind, and Fire. We really believed we were Earth, Wind, and Fire. And my mom sold all of our costumes.
So his mother is the most awesome seamstress I've ever known.
And just so you
She's
know,
awesome.
now I just thinking about it, she was our original lead singer.
Yes, she was. I
My
remember.
mother was not only the seamstress. She was the choreographer because she taught us all the dances. She taught us how to play the instruments. Props to mom. Good job. And she was our best lead singer.
You guys are out now. You guys are traveling around. Now you guys are in Minneapolis.
Yes.
And you guys are performing. And all of a sudden your manager some guy
Right.
shows up and notices you.
Yeah, so the story is first of all, it was so cold. Short. I'll get it short. So, we had a lot of agents that we were talking to those days. Oh, yeah, I know this guy, I know this guy, I know this guy. So one of the guys that we knew talked to this person. They came to see us. And so we were playing at the bar in Sheraton, and some guy comes to check us out. And then we find out he came a second night to check us out. And then eventually, of course, the rest is history. He came to talk to us and we got together.
And that's Don Powell,
And that's
correct?
Don Powell. My man, Don Powell.
Okay, so now let's fast forward a little bit. Okay. Now it's coming. You guys get a #1 hit, right?
Okay.
And you guys are out there. You're popular. Okay, so now let's go into personally, like when you're out there and you are, you're going places, and all of a sudden you can't go places because people are swarming you. Like, what was that like? Remember coming from
To the bar.
not a lot of money, coming from Rose Park, and now, you can't even walk out to go anywhere because everybody's like, what was that like?
Wow, like personally,
Personally.
let's just say everyone out there that's a performer, right? You perform because you love music, you love to entertain, but you love the attention, right? So when that happened, I was like, oh yes, I can't believe it. They know me, and at first I was so excited, and after it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, where you can't just walk out anymore, and that became different. You're like going, wow, I wanted the attention. I want everyone to know me and know my name, and they're screaming your name. All of a sudden, you're like, wow, it kind of becomes a safety issue. That happens to you too when you
All the time. You know where I'm from. There's superstars all around.
We'll talk about that later.
Just kidding. How did you keep your head from exploding? Like, how did you know what I mean? How did you stay humble?
Oh man, simple.
Semi-humble.
Well, first of all, I had a great grandfather.
Okay.
If you read any bio on the Jets, it'll say, "Hey, family grew originally from Tonga, blah blah blah," but there was a foundation of belief in God, and my grandfather was that man.
Okay.
And so, as they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, my dad was the second coming of my grandfather. So faith in God.
You were with the Jets, and then all of a sudden, you are now with another group, kind of a duo, called Boys Club. So, what made you leave and go into another group?
There was always a plan for others that have opportunities to go do their solo, a duo, or whatnot, and then let that go out, and then come back as the Jets, and then and that was kind of always the plan.
Kind of like New Edition.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you were the first one to leave.
Yeah, I was.
And do.
Yeah, I was Bobby Brown.
You were Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Sometimes you little. That makes me Whitney.
Yeah.
I'll sing next time. Anyways.
Yes. Why don't you sing something?
Yeah, no. We want people to come back. Okay, so then you were with Boys Club.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you had all that fame, whatever, with Boys Club. And then all of a sudden you were gone. You stepped away for a little while. So what's up with that?
Yeah, I actually grew up, right? I got married.
Lucky you.
Right here is where we insert her picture.
Stop.
Or this way.
We're not inserting nothing.
What's that? Ooh,
You're
how
supposed
about
to
that
listen
picture?
to the interviewer. Okay,
Anyways,
next.
you'll see why.
Whatever. Keep
Okay.
going.
What was the question? No, I know. I'm just playing. Actually, I stepped away. It got pretty hectic. It got crazy. All of a sudden, when you're in a family environment, musically, you kind of start to mature, right? And you kind of want something different. And that's hard for a group to stay together long and have the longevity, because you tend to not have the same goals in mind. So, at that time I just said, I got married and we started having children, and I thought, you know what, something is really important to me. Like my father always told us, the family is everything. So I wanted to give a shot and trying to be a good father and a good husband. The record's still out. So we'll see. After that,
Okay, wait.
is that
I'm
where we're going?
interviewing. I'm interviewing you. Don't go
I
to
don't
the
even
next
see
question.
it in the cards.
So, how many kids do you have?
You already
With
know.
me.
With you? That's all I have is with you. 4.
Okay.
2 boys,
Mm-hmm.
2 girls. My oldest is 25.
He doesn't even, I'm not even going to ask you
He's
if they know their
25.
birthdays. You don't
He's
even know
25.
their birthdays.
So, can we say his name on it?
No,
Hey,
just keep going.
producer, can we say his name on it? Okay. So we'll just say my oldest, his name is Mufi. He's 25. My second oldest is Amona. And I said 22. My oldest daughter is
17.
17.
Senior in high school.
A senior in high school.
And your youngest?
And my youngest is a freshman in high school. And she's 15.
14. How old are you?
No, but I take them to all the doctor's appointments. I don't forget them.
What does that have to do with remember?
Anyways,
So you haven't been doing music all this time?
no, I've been doing other things.
Oh, yeah?
Got some new projects coming.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
entertainment type projects, podcast project, a lot of stuff.
Okay, so let me go back to our questions that this guy wrote out.
I didn't write those out.
What do you think made you a good artist back in the day?
What made me a good artist?
Yeah.
Was that even a question? Oh, okay. What made me a good artist?
Yeah.
I think like in anything, I study my craft. Like, this is the truth. I'm not the best singer in the group. I wasn't even the best singer in Boys Club, right? But what I concentrated on was performance, right? And connecting to the audience. And I think that was, and I worked my butt off. I ran, I worked out, I did vocals. I mean, there wasn't a time I wasn't doing something that would perfect my craft.
Okay. Let's talk about a few other things. For example, what's your favorite sport?
Oh, basketball.
Okay. Have you ever played on a team? Like, has a team ever asked you to play on their team?
Okay, so this is
No,
funny.
has a team ever asked you to play on their team?
Never.
Okay, shucks.
From rec. Okay, listen. So me and my brother, Heine, Eddie, and me, we started our own 3-on-3 basketball team in Minneapolis,
Okay.
and we took the championship. That was the first and only time I was on a team because we made our own
They
team.
let you in because you were the Jets. Hello.
I don't know if they knew.
They
we were
let
the
you in
Jets.
because you were the Jets.
I don't know, but we were pretty good.
Who told you that?
Let me
Your
tell you.
fans?
So no, we played against New Edition. We played against all these other groups, Force MDs. We also played basketball game with Prince. I won't get into that, but
In high heels.
In
Think
high
about
heels.
it. That's the competition. Anyways.
dude,
Okay.
he was good.
Okay.
This is not a lie.
You're not-
Fact check.
Okay. Who's your favorite basketball team? Quick, on the cuff.
The Bulls.
Okay.
And tell me why.
I don't want. Stop asking me to tell you why.
Number 23, the GOAT, Michael Jordan.
Well, who's your favorite football team?
Dallas Cowboys, bruh. For life, America's team.
Let me ask another question.
Yeah, stay on the cards.
Don't tell me what to do. What do you define as happiness today?
Happiness, as long as my wife and my children are happy, that's my happiness.
Good answer. Good answer. No, but for real.
No, I'm a father and I'm a husband. And to me now, if my children are happy and I've set them up to be successful, and if my wife is happy in everything that we do to make our children happy, it doesn't get any better.
Yep, you're right. Any other questions that we have?
Yeah, go through the
Producer.
real fast. Do you have any other questions for a famous guy like me?
Nope.
Just so you know, the podcast, we're going to have a bunch of special guests and stuff, but it's once a week. So tune in every week. We're going to have something awesome. And it may even make sense for everybody. Right? Oh, you're so nice. Coming on. Oh, you know what? Thank you for being my co-host permanently.
Yeah, I know. Anyways.
Thank you so much. God bless. See you next week.